So, hello everyone, and welcome to Partial Quotients Part 2, 6.7. So get that written down as long as today's date, and then when you're ready, come on back. And this lesson is by Lila K,
Megan M, and Natalie R.
Here's our math message. Lila needs to buy 112 pineapples for a party. The pineapples come in packs of 4. How many packs of pineapples does Lila need to buy? So figure that out, and then you're going to come on back. So one way we could use to figure this out is we could do something like 4 times 25 equals 100. And we could do 4 times 3 equals 12. And then we'd get 112. But then we would have to add these two. So we would do 25 plus 3, and that equals 28. But we want you to do partial quotients. And this is partial quotients. So we're trying to do 4 divided by 112. And we know 4 times 20 equals 80. So then we're going to do 112 minus 80, and that equals 32. And then we're going to put the 20 over here on the line that we drew for the answer right here. And we'll explain that more later. And so we know that 112 minus 80 equals 32. Now we know 4 times 8 equals 32. So now we're going to do 32 minus 32, and that equals 0. So you're going to keep finding multiples of 4, and you're going to try to get to 0. And then you're going to add these two together. So 20 plus 8 equals 28. And that's why we line them up right here.
Our next question is, Megan has 162 pencils to fit in her pencil cases. She wants each pencil case to contain 6 pencils. How many pencil cases will she need? Now that you know how to use partial quotients, try this story problem on your own and try to make an estimate.
So after you figure all of that out, we're going to come with an estimate after.
We know 6 times 20 equals 120. And so we're going to subtract 120 from 162, and that equals 42. And 6 times 7 equals 42. So 42 minus 42 equals 0. And then we add 20 and 7, and that equals 27. And our estimate is 10 times 6 equals 60. And it's less than 162, so we think we can go higher. So we did 20 times 6 equals 120, and it's still less than 162. But then we did 30 times 6 equals 180, and that's higher than 162. So that won't work.
So we can't do 30 times 6 or go higher for our estimate.
So there's about 26s in 162 because 6 times 20 equals 120 and didn't go over 162. The real answer, 27, is close to my estimate, 20.
Now turn to page 206 in your math journal.
This is an example of what you'll fill out. And we're going to do problem 1 together,
so you can get a feel of what you'll be doing with this whole page.
Okay, I'm going to read the problem. There are 184 plants to put into pots. Each pot can hold 8 plants. How many pots are needed? So we need an estimate. Our estimate is 200. We got 200 by rounding up 184 to 200. 10, divided by 10, which we rounded up 8 to 10, and then we equal 20.
And the reason why we did division here in our estimate is because we're dividing 184 plants by 8 into 8 pots, but we rounded those two numbers up, 184 and 8, into 210 to get our estimate 20.
Our number model with the unknown is 184 divided by 8 equals P for pots. Okay, now to solve the answer, use
Impartial quotients division. So here's the 8 and here's the 184, and we're going to do 8 times 20 equals 164, and 184 minus 164 it equals 20. And so we're going to put the 20 off to the side, because as you know, we'll be adding that to the other factor that we'll be using later on in the partial quotients division way. So another thing that I know is 8 times 2 equals 16. So I'm going to do 20 minus 16, and that equals 4. So now I'm going to add these two factors that I used to multiply by 8. And so now I'm going to do 20 right here plus 2 over here, and that equals 22. So that is my answer, which I have right here, 22 pots. But after I did 20 minus 16, and that equals 4, that is my remainder. I know that I am done since this is lower than 8. So when this question says, how many plants are left over, I put 4 plants because that is my remainder. So now you're going to move on and do the rest of these two problems. And you can move on to the other page too. Answers will be on the next slide.
Okay, here's the answer to problem number 2. The last question, problem number 3, you can do on your own.